And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. It is Friday. It's January 2nd. It's 2026. I wrote on a check today 2025. I'll probably be writing 2025 on checks for the next 2 or 3 weeks before I finally get it. Anyway, Happy New Year. Hope you had a good day yesterday. Hope you spent it with your family. If you were traveling, hopefully you made it safe. Hopefully we're going to have a great 2026. I hope you don't mind me being a little bit pointed out of the box in 2026. Fortunately, but unfortunately, they voted in a communist to run New York City. Now, I must tell you, if they voted in a communist to run a small town or a small city, it's bad enough. This is New York City. And I have warned everybody that one of the main characteristics of a communist is they smile very well and lie out their arse. To his credit, he told us who he was economically. Not to his credit, he lied to us about Jews. And I'm going to take a few minutes of your time to explain a couple of things to you. He stated in his inauguration, "We'll replace rugged individualism with collectivism," right out of the Communist Manifesto. Right out of the Communist Manifesto. Tell your kids not to reach for the stars, reach for the sidewalk. Tell your kids, don't become great. Don't be rugged. Don't be an individual. Be part of a group. And don't worry if you don't make it. We'll take care of the group because we know better. We're smarter than you. We know better. We want you to remember a couple of things. Number one, socialism, Marxism, and communism do nothing for no one. All it does, it stomps on people's heads. It makes you a slave to them. By them telling you, we're going to give you this, that, and the other thing, and don't worry about your lot in life. This is a man that has never accomplished squat except won an election. It's heartbreaking that in his first executive order, was to piss all over Jews. His first executive order, he canceled the use of the anti-Semitism definition and lifted a rule prohibiting city agencies from discriminating against Israelis in New York City. This is the first thing he did. He pissed all over Jews. That he said, I'm here for everyone. And he's only mad at Israel. I'm heartbroken. I'm very careful with my words. I don't try to say to voters, what are you doing? What are you thinking? But as a big Jew, what were the voters thinking? He won the Jewish vote there. And if you're a Jewish man, he just kicked you in the you-know-whats. If you're a Jewish woman, you don't have those you-know-whats. So whatever he would do. The good news is he does not have levers like, let's say, Trump does, unfortunately. There's only so much he can do. There's only so much taxpayer dollars he can conjure up. Why? Because the money is put out there by others. But he shall have sway. To what extent, we don't know. We're in hopes the governor gets it right, because the damage this man will do if he gets his way is beyond the beyond. By the way, don't be listening to anybody that he's a socialist. Don't be listening to anybody. He's a Marxist. He's a full-blown communist. And we're not talking about Stalin or murdered people. We're talking an economic communist that's going to kick everything in the teeth. Everything that made this country great. Hard work, sweat, toil, ingenuity, entrepreneurship. He kicks in the teeth. He repudiates every principle upon this nation being founded, and he's just looking to Castro, Chavez, and Maduro this country. Under the auspices, you need him. Unfortunately, you're going to be finding out quickly. You also measure somebody by the company he keeps. He hired a bunch of Jew-hating, business-hating communists in New York City. Go look who he's hired. Check it out. Now, I do know a couple of the communists have been voted in smaller cities, and that matters. And they're being sold on, hey, you can't afford anything and it's all their fault. What can I tell you? Good luck. Next, as we are fair and balanced here, the president. There were a bunch of tariffs that were supposed to start today, and he's no longer going to do them. Though, unfortunately, the president continues to lie. He said last week that the reason why is because of tariffs. The reason why. The reason why this, that, and the other thing, because of tariffs. The most beautiful word in the dictionary, even though he's gotten rid of all the big tariffs, he's exempted company after company after company after company in their products based on what gifts are out there. And now more. He's paid off the farmers because of his tariffs. And as of last week was saying that tariffs are paid by other countries. I got news for you. I can't stand any of these people anymore. Are we ever going to get somebody not lying to us? Now, on the good front, with the president, I don't like him threatening Iran militarily, which he did. I do like him backing the citizens of Iran that want a revolution there and are tired of the Iranian mullahs that suck. Oh, by the way, you can call them communists. Trump, who said he is not a nation builder, that was a lie. He's doing things in Venezuela now and threatening Iran. We don't want that. But we do like him coming out saying, we're backing the people there. Well done on that. As you can see, balls and strikes, kids. And we'll call them out no matter what. And sorry we had to start this way, but these people have so much influence on our lives now, more than ever. Up next, we'll put a bow tie on and hit the markets. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. Thanks for being here. And again, I really wish we get leaders that are just not what we have. President Trump has been pardoning a bunch of white-collar criminals after the campaigns get mucho bucks. And those white-collar criminals that rip people off for tens of millions, if not billions of dollars, they get excused on the restitution. This sickens me. This sickens me. And I don't care whether you're MAGA or not, you should be pissed off. There are stories that are confirmed taking $1 million in donations and then pardoning the family. A person that was convicted of big white-collar crime and the theft of millions, and part of the pardon is they don't have to pay anybody back. That's sickening. So a little bit of everything to start the show. And again, we do it because they matter more than ever. Just so you know, we never did any of this. But we noticed in 05, 06, them interfering with our lives more and more, with debt and deficits and lies. Obamacare. Sure. We're going to bring millions on, and we're going to get rid of pre-existing conditions, but don't worry, your premiums are going to go down, you lying sack. And that's how you get to we're headed to 39 trillion now. And I want you to remember, that's 39 trillion they were not supposed to spend. Just letting you know. And they get away with it because when you keep getting another credit card to pay for the last one, and you can print money infinitum to cover your arse, and you know you're going to be either dead or retired when it blows up, who gives a crap? But back to the markets. Notice how I segue. By the way, I did win my fantasy league. I already got paid on it. Yay. So happy. It's big stuff in my life. In Florida for the holiday. I'll be up northeast next week to see the grandson and rest of the family. And I'm happy it's Friday. Got a lot. You know what I do now, just so you know? This weekend, I'll have all my taxes done. That's how nuts I am. And I got a lot of things for the business. Got to do a lot of files and paperwork. We're very crazy about regulatory. Got to make sure every file is complete from start to finish. That's how I'm going to spend the weekend. Football and that. And working out. New Year's resolutions. First off, number one on the hit parade. As you get older, it is so much tougher to be in great, great shape. And I can feel it and see it that I have to work harder to get there. So I'm putting together this weekend a new plan for myself. And it is going to include even more cardio than I already do. And as far as weights, probably going to have to lower the weights and do more reps. You just feel it differently now. I may go back to telling you each day what the workouts were. Takes 30 seconds. Anyway, that's a big resolution. And just, I'm getting up there. Just want to enjoy each day. I get asked all the time, how long are you going to, we have money management, research division also. How long do you want to do that for? I have to tell you, I'm still doing it. TV, still love doing it. Contracts into next year, 27. That's good news. They can knock me out anytime they want. And as we told you, this show, we'll be putting it, we'll have video, charts. We're in the midst of getting that done. YouTube channel. Got some other things I'm thinking about too. I've been studying Instagram, and I'm kind of jealous. There are people on Instagram that started with nothing, that have millions of followers, and make buku bucks putting up stuff. There are different things out there. There's one guy who feeds his 3 dogs. Has 1.5 million followers. There's somebody that started with nothing and has 15 million followers and gets paid all kinds of money and hands out them a lot of the money. And people watch it. Seriously. And there's trainers out there also. I'm studying it right now. When I study something, I'm really studying it. Don't know if anything's going to come of it, but that's going to be another thing for 26. I finished 5 drinks. I had an espresso martini New Year's Eve with the Fishmans. I had 5 drinks this year, 2025. You can tell I'm a real alky. And we'll keep that up. I think alcohol is one of the most overrated aspects of life out there. And we'll keep you abreast as we move forward. The markets. I'm surprised. The Dow was up 319, but Caterpillar and Goldman Sachs, the 2 highest priced names, were up 390 Dow points. Remember, Caterpillar can go up 4% like it did today and be about 160 Dow points. But if Verizon went up 4% today, it would be 8 Dow points. So they really attacked the 2 most important names. I will say also in the Dow, Boeing was up 10, got upgrades, and they're doing a lot of things with more jets. But United Health bounced, but that's been dead. But the bigger story today was the semiconductors and artificial intelligence. Coming into this week, or the new year, artificial intelligence has been on the dead front. Not bad, but not great. And the semis, up next. Wait till you hear what they did today. A big surprise to me. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. By the way, one last thing. On the beginning of the show, the media continues to suck. None of them are reporting on Mondami on exactly what he's saying and what they mean and how he has mimicked the words out of Castro, Chavez, Maduro, and every frickin' communist out there. The media absolutely sucks, but they will give Donald Trump a colonoscopy 24/7. Just so you know, Mondami did one of those Hitler with his arm out. Just so you know. The media for 3 days were ripping Elon Musk when he put his arm out one time. And of course he didn't mean Hitler, and Mondami didn't mean Hitler, but the media jumped all over Elon Musk for days. Not a frickin' word from the media on Mondami, who, by the way, one would believe He's more towards that, the way he treats Jewish people. The media. Remember, don't believe a freaking word out of their mouths. Investigate everything. They hate you. Just letting you know. Okay, semiconductors, artificial intelligence. So over the bunch of weeks, the semiconductor stocks, how do I put it? Well, we're going to use the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. Topped out mid-October, dropped like 18%, rallied up to the highs just 3 or 4 weeks ago, dropped about 11% in days. They've rallied up a little bit recently, but range-bound. Coming into today, not acting great. And then just walking in today, ASML Holdings, that's the Dutch semiconductor, gaps up $70, $80, like 7%. Got an upgrade. And I'm looking, what's going on for this to do this? And I'm looking around, and the only thing I found was Baidu, B-I-D-U, a Chinese name, is now bringing an AI chip company public, spinning it off. So Baidu today gaps up like 10% and finishes up 15%. And I don't know if that did it, but all I can tell you, ASML today up 8.78%. Breaks into a new high ground. Applied Materials, these are all equipment makers, up 4.62%. Not at new highs yet, but okay. KLAC, another equipment maker, not at new highs, but very close, up almost 5%. Lam Research, this is today, new high, up 8%. Those are equipment makers. Micron, the DRAM guy and all that, up $30 today, 10%. Teradyne, up 7%, just about breaking out. Taiwan Semi breaks out of like 12-week range, up 5%. Holy crap. But then the other part, you got Western Digital Storage, up 9%, just about breaking out of range. Notice these things were down. Storage Tech, Seagate I mean, up 4%, hasn't broken out yet. SanDisk, a mighty wide, went from 284 to 183 to 250 to 190 to 250 to 200. Up 16% today to 275. May take out the old high soon. They have really expanded their earnings and sales growth going forward. Up 16. LITE, arguably the most strong stock, up 4.75%. Coherent hasn't broken out yet, up 5%. Ciena, up 5%. These are names. Caterpillar in the Dow, which is an AI name, up 4.4%. Jabil Circuit, JBL, that's breaking out today, up 5%. This is the electronic thingamabobs. A fabulous day for these names that were $284 today. The SOX itself was up 4%. Amazing. On top of that, you have some artificial intelligence areas. The data storage, data centers, things like that. Some of the weakest stuff had strong days today. I'll just throw some symbols out at you. They're all trading below the 50-day. They all in pretty big corrections. Symbol BE up 13% today. CoreWeave, we've discussed that has gone from 187. It's still closed at 79 today, but that was up 10% today. Powell, POWL, up 10% today. So I'm going to be walking in Monday with a crap load of things to be looking at, and I'm thinking, we'll have a little back and filling, calm down, beginning of the year. No, they jumped on The AI semiconductor data storage trade, not many new highs, not many breakouts, but of course if it continues, on top of that, and we own the banks, a great day for the banks. Citigroup, 2%. Morgan Stanley, 2%. By the way, 2% is big. Schwab, 1.5%. Goldman Sachs, about 3% plus. And what do we tell you about the semis and the banks? If they ain't going bad, we ain't getting no bear markets. We'll have bear market areas, but we ain't getting no bear markets. What else today? Other areas of AI. The construction types were pretty strong today, though they've been very weak. But a very good day. I'm seeing 5 to 7% moves. We talk about this GEV often. That was up 4% today. Just wow. A concentrated day. Got less concentrated at the end of the day, but I think it may be, never 100% sure, and January's can be a pain. We've seen a lot of volatility in January's in the past, so maybe we have wide and loose pullback starting next week. I don't know. All I can tell you, really good finish for those areas. By the way, small and mid caps had a better day too. We own the mid caps. We're down and still down a little bit. We bought the breakout that failed quickly, but hanging in there. We have a proviso for you. Notice the big word. Every now and then we use these big words. Proviso. Because there may be quite the important area to avoid that we haven't had to bring up. And we do want you to know about it. By the way, crypto had an update today. I'm contemplating whether the last 7 weeks lows are going to be it for now. There is that chance, though. Just remember, it's been in a bear market. And other coins you never hear about are down 70, 80, 90. Because just remember, they hate you. I can't believe what they did with this crypto business. The amount of money lost on these coins, 32,000 they brought out. 32,000. Unbelievable. Scammers. By the way, speaking of scammers, see this Minnesota crap? It's worse than you even are seeing. Mark my words. And by the way, the media is not upset with the criminals. The media is upset with the people that found them out. What did we say? The media sucks. They pick and choose. They don't give a crap about you. Just remember that. Do your own investigation. Do your own homework. Believe nothing. Seriously. Okay. Software. Mega cap tech. Software had a terrible day today. And all things being equal, in its own private bearish phase, while the semis did the opposite today. But part of that software is some big stuff. That's up next on Investor's Edge. By the way, lefty journalists are saying the communist mayor proved a point by using that line. What a bunch of ass clowns these journalists are. They all hate you. It's amazing. Back on point. First off, it's the software. Symbol IGV for the exchange-traded funds. But in that software, let's start. Microsoft broke the 200-day moving average to the downside today. Relative strength leading down. Microsoft. Whoa. Salesforce.com down $11 today. Just had some good insider buying. Looks like it topped today. Salesforce.com. Do you know where I'm going with this? Apple opens up $6 today, finishes down, and finishes a little bit below the 50-day with a bad reversal. It's number 2. Tesla opens up 6 or 7, finishes down 12. Breaking below the 50-day. SAP, a big German software company, almost into new yearly lows and breaking down in its bear phase. Netflix continues doomed into another low today in its bear phase. Meta, trying off the lows, looks like it's starting to roll over today, breaking below the 50-day moving average. Amazon opens up today, up 5, finishes down 4 and change, and breaks below the 50-day moving average on a big reversal. Adobe down $17 today and totally cracks. Broadcom, an AI semiconductor, opens up, and it was up 15 on the open, finished only up $1 in change, and got sold down as it tried to move towards the 50-day moving average. I just named Google, Amazon, Alphabet. Still finished up 2. Was up 9, though. I don't have a complaint about this one, but I just mentioned top 8 in the NASDAQ 100 that account for a gargantuan amount of the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P. Google looks okay. NVIDIA hanging on. It was up 6 early, finished up 2 and change today, and ain't going anywhere. But Apple reverses below the 50-day. Tesla reverses below the 50-day. Netflix is in a bear market. Meta breaks below the 50-day. Microsoft breaks below the 200-day. I forgot to mention Costco in a brutal bear market. That's a top 10er. Salesforce.com, that's software, not necessarily NASDAQ 100. Amazon reverses and finishes below. Adobe croaks, and Broadcom, big reversal today. And the QQQ finishes down today with the semiconductors, the stocks up 284. Just put that down in your file manager. Software and mega cap tech. Market may go without them. We can tell you, just reporting the news, horrid relative strength versus the market today. And some very suspect patterns. And we did mention software. CrowdStrike down 15 today. Palo Alto Networks, bear market. Zscaler, bear market. Snowflake, bear market. GWER, bear market. Autodesk, big top. Workday, new yearly lows. HubSpot, new yearly lows. ServiceNow breaks another level of support today. Very important software. So guess what that means? I think we'd avoid the software, kids. So just letting you know, tale of two cities today. 390 Dow points with 2 names that had the Dow up 319. But with the Dow up 319, the S&P was up a measly 12, and that came in the last few minutes. And the NASDAQ 100 was down 43. Other areas continue to avoid the payroll, ADP and paychecks, bear markets. Waste management, bear markets. Consumer staples, food, drug, beverage, tobacco, household products, and alcohol, bear markets. Housing, bear markets. Exchanges, bear markets. A bunch of the medical, bear markets. got a few ickies in the insurance. Restaurants, mostly bear markets. And crypto, I've been saying bear markets, but I'm just starting to wonder if they're trying to put in the lows. Not sure just yet. So just letting you know, a lot of jello moving on the plate. Also want to let you know some of the froth bounce today, the nuclear, the quantums. And just remember, as we tell you, they're going to bounce around. But they're all in brutal bear markets. And remember, if nothing changes and you got no sales, you're all going back to where you came from, and some of them already have. Bitcoin miners were stronger today also. What else was strong today? As we mentioned, Baidu. Alibaba was up 9. FUTU was up 14. NetT's up 9. So better day in China. And that's been pretty weak. So let me repeat. A lot of jello moving on the plate today, kids. I think it's going to be an interesting January. Stay with what works. Get the heck out of what ain't. You all have a great weekend. Drive carefully. When you get home, do like we do. Quite simple. Make sure you hug your family and hug your children. They will feel better. You'll feel better. I promise. Stay well. Be well. Happy New Year to all. Peace out. Good night.